Today's topic, Amber Geiger has just been sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Well, people are like surprised that she only got 10 years and like, oh my God, it's just 10 years. I am not surprised. I am not surprised that she get 10 years. People are surprised like, oh my God. It's like people never freaking learn. But it's just like, to me, it's just like a school shooting. You know when there's so many school shootings and you're like, oh, DJ Khaled and another one. I'm not surprised that it's just 10 years.
I called it.
Bitch, you guessed it!
Oh.
You was right.
I think the justice system did its job, but unfortunately for most people, that's not enough.
No. And it's really by accumulation, right?
What do you mean by that?
It's not just this case. It's the other case that nothing happened. And the other case that nothing. So it's just the accumulation of shit that was not going on. And then this one, so it makes it even worse.
I'm not surprised by this verdict. I did call it. I did call the sentence.
Spot on.
And the reason being is that's pretty close to the standard for police officers who are grossly negligent and kill somebody. So you had the case of Mr. Noor, the Somali police officer who killed a white woman in Minneapolis, or was it Minnesota? And when he did that, he was sentenced to 12.5 years. He was in his car. This girl rolled up at the window. He was scared or feared for his life, and he accidentally shot her. Then you have the guy who killed Laquan McDonald in Chicago. He was sentenced to 7 years. So, that's around the range that I expect for most of these cases. There's no way that they could have given her 20, 28 years, 5th life, 90. There's no way.
No way.
It would have been overturned in no time because you cannot justify that sentence based off the standards that they have set. Well,
And I'm not saying she didn't deserve 25. I'm saying that according to the story that happened in the past, 25?
I had a few problems with this case and just even some of the defense around it because I think when you realize it, police officers are just not held to a very high standard. I think that is the biggest problem. At least especially for America, me having lived there for some time, dealt with them, you realize that their practices are more rooted in their own personal safety than the safety of other citizens. On one hand, they said that Geiger came off of overtime. She was really tired, and therefore that's why she ignored the red mat that was in front of Botham's apartment, which is not in front of hers. That's why she ignored the furniture inside the apartment, which doesn't look like hers, right? The reason why she did that was because she had overtime and she was tired, okay? First off, you signed up for that job. So you have to make sure that you're ready to take on that job regardless. And if you're not, then don't take the overtime. The second thing is she didn't follow protocol, which really bothered me. Okay, because here was someone she said she thought it was a burglar, and what she did was break every police protocol that they had in place, which is why they fired her. And her defense team said, oh, she's off duty, therefore she doesn't have to follow police. That's not how it works. When you're a peace officer, you're a peace officer 24/7. I know this because a peace officer, even when he's off duty, can still arrest you. They still have all the exact same judicial powers that they normally have when they're on duty. So if you have that power all the time, then you have that same responsibility all the time.
What he said.
And so if you don't follow the protocol and then you're negligent and that results in someone's death, then yes, I have a huge problem with that. That is extremely dangerous that you didn't do what you were supposed to, which is back off, call for backup, and then approach the person.
Because of overtime. And that's after the work. Imagine what it would be if she was at work.
That's a good point. My second point is forgiveness. Like, black people can be the most forgiving people and they can be the most unreasonable people. Like, the spectrum is just too,
At the same time.
And
it's
like
too much stuff.
What or how much you've taken from us, I think you know that. But I hope you go to God with all the guilt, the bad things you may have done in the past. Each and every one of us may have done something that we're not supposed to do. If you truly are sorry, I know I can speak for myself. I forgive you, and I know if you go to God and ask Him, He will forgive you. And I don't think anyone could say it. Again, I'm speaking for myself, not even behalf of my family. but I love you just like anyone else. And I'm not gonna say I hope you rot and die just like my brother did, but I personally want the best for you. And I wasn't gonna ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail. I want the best for you.
Isn't that from an Adele song?
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you. I'll forgive you even though you killed my brother Gene.
I can't believe we just did that on this. I'm sorry, he said it, and I'm having a hard time listening to this man with a straight face.
I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? Please?
I can't watch anymore.
Listen,
Bro,
this is a whole other topic. The God thing is great to forgive. It's great to forgive and forget. But no, I don't believe.
You did.
No. Bro. No. No, you know. No.
Hey, pimpin', you lost me, bruh.
You don't do drugs. You don't do none of that. You make sure you do the best you could do. Just to be you. You live your life. You get out your mama house. You pay for your apartment. You upstanding citizen. You doing your thing. Then police enters in your house to shoot your ass. In your house? And I have to forgive you. Some of y'all are gonna be like, hey, you know what? He's the bigger person. I think it ain't got nothing to do with size. I think it's okay not to forgive someone and to turn the other cheek. And I can't with that sentence. I mean, you killed my dad. Well, now I gotta turn the other cheek and present to you my mom. Like, I can't
then they kill your mom. Then you gotta turn the other cheek, and eventually you got no more cheeks left to turn.
And you look at you, it's just lips. I can't look at a video and judge of his intentions. All I can say is me. Drake. I'm keeping both my cheeks. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now, look, oftentimes forgiveness is for the person who is suffering. And so I can't tell this young man how he should handle his forgiveness. That being said, when you're seen holding the hands and hugging the person who killed your brother, what that indicates to me is that this person was given the opportunity to feel relief for their mistake, their deadly mistake, before they've actually suffered true consequences. That being said, because even when the Charleston shooting happened, like a kid lost his mom in that shooting, and he got up there and he's like, "Hey, Dylan, I forgive you for killing my mother. I'm sorry, but me, I can't. Maybe he's a bigger man, maybe, I don't know, but me, I just couldn't. I could accept that somebody can rehabilitate themselves. I can accept that they maybe have a second chance. I'm fine. But hugging and all that stuff, what it means to me personally is it almost devalues the life. Because I know if I kill somebody, their family members are just going to hug me. The court's going to give me a more lenient sentence because everyone's on that kumbaya train. And this is especially reserved for black people, because when I see this big forgiveness train, it just seems like oftentimes it's black people always forgiving other people for killing their kids and their family members. And that to me is the problem I have with it. To not wish something bad for somebody, okay, walk away from that. When you hugging and you say, I don't even want you to go to jail.
I don't even want you to go to jail. That means
Do you know what would happen to society if everybody followed? People would hug you in jail, in court, say thank you, I'm not going to jail, and then afterwards go kill off somebody else. No, people have to learn from those mistakes. What she did was grossly negligent. I don't want her to suffer because it makes me feel good. I want her to suffer because I want to understand the consequences of that. I want society to see what happens when you kill somebody, right? And we need that, because without that understanding, while you may be a good person, not everyone out there is. Black people, the reality is no matter what the sentence would have been, you guys would have been displeased.
yes.
Because you realize that whenever these cases happen, black people, they pile up all the injustices that have happened in America, and then they have this story that's the latest thing, and they feel like, oh, finally, maybe we're going to get something but there's too much that we haven't dealt with beneath, that this was never going to be enough.
She had the death penalty. She should have died yesterday. They would have been never had.
Right. And you have to ask yourself, honestly, if she would have had the death penalty, would you have felt any better today? I don't think you would have. And even though she was sentenced to 10 years, it's going to be 5 years with parole.
Yes, of course. She's not doing 10 years.
In Texas, you have to do for 50% of your sentence before you're eligible. And she's not going to be in gen population. All you people hoping that something's going to happen to her. That's not going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen.
Right? Just like Laquan McDonald's police officer who killed him and was sentenced to 7 years. They got put in a cushy, the cushiest prison possible.
Yes.
Same thing's going to happen to her. So, she's going to do her 5 years and she's going to go into protective custody and you're never going to hear about her again. And that's the reality of the situation. It is what it is. I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Do you have any other thoughts you want to add? Anything you want to say?
No, we're done here.
Yeah? You feel like you're done?
We're done here.
Yeah. You sure?
Yeah. Are you? You got something to add?
Nah. I was just like, when you finish a video, sometimes you want a resolution, but this one just leaves a sour taste.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah. So.
Nothing's going to happen. Like, I want to say something, but there's nothing else to say. Like, there's no... It would be nice if there was like a nice ending to this, but there's no way a man died. There's no way there could be a nice ending to this, no matter what. Yeah. A man died.
People after the sentence was given out, people were in the courtroom screaming, "No justice, no peace." And I just want to make something clear: the justice that you guys are looking for is never going to be found in the justice system.
No.
This is about people and the way we view each other. This is about a woman, a police officer, who, when she sees a threat, her first instinct is to shoot before assessing the situation properly. She fears for her life, someone dies. That is the trend with police officers. Yes. They fear, therefore, they have a justification to kill. And personally, I don't think fear is always the best thing to use when making decisions. In the army, right? Just because someone looks like a threat when you're in a combat zone, you don't just get to shoot. There's a whole bunch of steps that we make sure you go through. Why? Because we don't want you to act off your instinct of fear alone. And I just wish that police officers were held to a higher standard when it came to their practices. This is a problem about how policing is done. This is a problem about how people perceive blackness, even own black people, and how we perceive blackness between each other. So this problem is far larger than this. And I think looking towards the justice system to fix our problems between people is just like LGBTQ people looking for acceptance within laws. I'm like, no, until people accept you, the laws won't matter. We have to do a lot of work. That's all I had.
Still sour.
Yeah, true.
Still taste it. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. I don't see nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Nothing with a little chuck and jive. I don't see nothing wrong. Woo, 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 woo. I don't see nothing